So I'm over here in my kettlebell corner. Somebody saw my kettlebell sitting in the corner in one of my other videos and emailed me to say like, hey, what's up with those kettlebells? Do you ever use them? Are they good or a gimmick? So today's good or gimmick, we're going to talk about kettlebells. This is Maria from hockeytrainingpro.com. So if we're trying to answer the question, good or gimmick when it comes to kettlebells, again, I'll make it simple for you. You don't have to watch the end of the video. They're good. They're the real deal. It's just, again, like a lot of tools, some people misuse them, and then that can lead to problems and injuries. So let me tell you a few things that I like about the kettlebell. Number one, the shape sometimes makes it easier to lift and carry. So if we're doing farmer's walk or single arm farmer's carry, which is one of my favorite exercises for core stabilization, you know, this is nice to lift and carry, and that's all the exercise is, just lifting with one side, staying level in your shoulders and hips, and carrying it. You know, usually we go about 10 meters in each arm, but it sits nicely. Sometimes when you try to do the same thing with a dumbbell, I mean, you can do it, but then the front and the back of the dumbbell sort of banging off your side and your leg, and it's just a little bit awkward. One of the nice things about the kettlebell too is that we can do swings with it, which let us really work on using that posterior chain, using our hip extensors, our hip drivers. So it is the real deal, but don't just, you know, pick it up and start swinging it around or trying to do windmills or things like that. There are techniques. It's like a language. There are steps to take and progressions to make. So if it's something you're really interested in using, do yourself a favor and sign up for you know, a little kettlebell workshop with someone in your area who really knows what they're doing. I wouldn't just go down to the local fitness club and jump in with somebody who hasn't taken the time to learn the language of the kettlebell. So let me give you a few ideas, a few exercises that I think I can teach you in this video that'll get you started, and then you can see if you like it and if you want to progress with it. The first exercise is a kettlebell deadlift. So the kettlebell deadlift is a progression to the kettlebell swing, so it's where we really start. I'm not going to teach you the kettlebell swing in this video, but let me show you this one. So I have the handle of the kettlebell lined up with my ankle bones on the back, and from here, this is how Charlie Weingroff taught it. I've never seen it taught like this before, and it really helped me get the feeling of it and gave me some good coaching cues. But basically, I'm going to reach far forward with my hands as I can, and to do that, you see how I'm reaching back with my bum. But having my arms out here really helps me keep a neutral position in my lower back. So the mistake a lot of people make is they bend over like this with a rounded back to grab that kettlebell. So now in the Revolution Gym, we insist that everybody reach forward with their hands, back with their bum, and then they just drop their hands straight down to that handle. And then from this position, I imagine that I'm trying to bend the handle like that. What that does is it kind of brings my shoulders back and helps lock in that neutral back position. So not only are my glutes and my back extensors and my lower back contributing, now my lats are tying into that and supporting my back. So I reach, I drop my hands, I'm bending that handle in half, or I'm trying to, and then from here I'm just driving my hips straight forward. Now look at my neck position when I'm at the bottom. See, I'm just glancing in front of me. I'm not here with my head up. So again, that comes from my hips, and I go right back down the same way. See how the kettlebell ends up back at my heels. I mentioned already the farmer's carry with the kettlebell, which I really like. Another carry that I like is a waiter's carry. So in this position, elbow at 90 degrees, shoulder at 90 degrees, carrying that kettlebell down and back the length of the gym. Again, we go about 10 meters in each arm. And I'm not death gripping that handle. I'm trying to get this stack position so it's really balanced there. And if I put my hands here, I feel my abdominals tight. Definitely my shoulder stabilizers are working. So it's kind of a nice exercise. It's what Greg Cook, I think, would call a self-limiting exercise. If you don't have the shoulder stabilization, you're not going to be able to hold that kettlebell there. This is shoulder internal, external rotation. Watch out for the cheater move, which is to grab the kettlebell on the corner, because then it's a lot easier to just kind of hold it with your grip when you could never do that by grasping it in the middle and keeping that nice position as you walk in the waiter's carry position. The last kettlebell exercise I'm going to show you is a squat and press. So I like this because it works on keeping you in your nice low position. I go with a wide stance, pulling my knees apart to get my glutes working a little bit more. And then I'm going to just press out in front of me, which is going to put a little more load on my back extensors. Start with just about 1/3 the range of motion, and then you can build out from there. But don't go too heavy on the kettlebell. We use this as a supplemental exercise. So I'm going to hold it like this. I'm going to squat in my nice wide squat position. Press out, little pause, come back in, staying nice and low the whole time. I'm not bobbing up and down. So kettlebell, good or gimmick, it's good, it's a keeper. Just start slow, work on technique, think about it, think about what you're doing, because using them wrong or just picking one up, start swinging it around could really lead to a bad injury. But those are a few exercises that can get you started. So this is Maria from hockeytrainingpro.com, where my mission is to help 10,000 players win more games with fewer injuries, even if you don't have the natural ability or the genetic gifts of your competitors. I'll see you next time.